So Cracker Barrel has now gotten a brutal reality check as the once beloved restaurant chain is dealing with the major backlash that's been happening since last month that has customers walking away big time. Now, as you all know, Cracker Barrel went from being the fastest growing breakfast chain and stuff in America to just definitely sliding all the way to the bottom, and the damage is clear. So yesterday's article from New York Post has shown that customers aren't really rushing back, and the reputation that Cracker Barrel has built for decades has taken a hit, especially among those who lean right on the political spectrum. Now, the particular shift towards the woke rebranding pushed people away, and the quick reversal didn't win them back either. And now Cracker Barrel is just staring at numbers that look like a collapse. And what used to make Cracker Barrel stand out has actually just been traded for something that people don't trust. Okay, so the data that was shared from the New York Post and stuff spelled it out, where Cracker Barrel was dropped by 8% in sales growth from mid-August to early September, which actually knocked Cracker Barrel out of first place and into last. Now, honestly, I had some time to think about this article. We talked about how the Republican diners flee over logo fiasco. That's what was reported and stuff in the data that was taken, but I'm pretty sure that there was like a good number of people on the other political sides and stuff who felt the same way and didn't want that kind of rebrand. You see, Waffle House gained a percent, took the top spot and now sits above them. Even IHOP and Denny's and chains that have been sliding for years are now ahead. And Cracker Barrel actually tied with Denny's for last place. But going from first to worst that fast actually tells you how damaging this logo mess really was. Okay. So the press actually framed it as, Republican customers fleeing. I mean, that's the headline that we've seen, but it's not the full picture. Okay. You see, there's conservatives who did walk away from Cracker Barrel after the company leaned into its woke branding. But you also have independents and, casual diners have left too. You see, when the company moves one way, then panics and flips, both sides start turning against it. Now, the left doesn't forgive or backtrack at all. We've seen that verbatim. And the right doesn't forget the insult. Now, the result is no loyalty that's left at all. Now, Cracker Barrel's collapse right now wasn't just, about a logo. It was about simply just erasing the small things that gave the chain its identity. Now, the old shovels and the farm tools on the walls, the pictures from the 1930s, the Uncle Herschel character, the consistent country store atmosphere. I mean, all of that was all a part of the experience. When those were stripped away and replaced with fake modern decorations that looked like cheap craft store pieces glued together, I mean, that's when people noticed. The chain wasn't unique anymore, and the change actually felt insulting. And this is why their fall mirrors what we've seen in the entertainment industry. See, Disney produces films with traditional storytelling like Inside Out 2, and they break $1 billion worldwide. But then Disney puts out films like Strange World and stuff, or even Lightyear, or even the Disney Star Wars sequels with a lot of ideological baggage, and then barely scrape past, $100 million for some films. The gap is not small, but it's the difference between success and embarrassment. I mean, that's the same thing that this restaurant just lived through. First place to last place and stuff. But the question is whether they can climb back. It's possible. You see, they did something that few corporations ever do. They reverse course, okay? So Disney would never apologize. As a matter of fact, if we're being honest here, I mean, this is just basically where Disney hit with traditional storytelling and put out woke films and stuff with ideological baggage, and they barely scraped past $100 million. Now, the gap is not small, as I've stated before, but it's definitely the difference between success and embarrassment. I just realized I'm repeating what I said, but that's the same thing that they just lived through. First place to last place in a single quarter, which shows that customers rejected the new direction outright. Okay. But the question now is whether they can actually climb back to my original point. It's possible, like I said, they did something that few corporations ever do. You see, they actually reversed course. Disney, on the other hand, never apologized, never admitted failure, and never walked anything back. You see, they at least tried, and that's step one, but customers don't forget. You see, once you're seen as a company that has insulted its base and then fumbled its apology, it sticks in the public memory. You see, rebuilding that trust will actually take time, a lot of time, if you ask me. Now, the brand has lost about 21% of its company value year to date. I mean, that's more than just a fifth of the entire businesses in less than a year. Now, when you destroy your own brand identity, the market responds. Okay, investors see the same thing customers see, hopefully at least, a chain that abandoned the qualities that made it strong in the first place. I mean, that particular drop shows exactly how much the damage the logo fiasco and the redesign has actually caused. So the blandification of the restaurant has made this worse, basically. You see, Cracker Barrel was once unique, a chain built on nostalgia, excellent food that was made from scratch, and Americana. But now it looks like everyone else. Minimalist design, sterile interiors, poor food quality from microwave, and no personality. Cracker Barrel used to be the opposite. It had atmosphere, and the people associated with road trips and comfort food. Now, by gutting its stores and making them generic, I mean, honestly, they just erased the one thing that set them apart from everyone else. And that's why the backlash hit even harder. You see, food quality was also another piece of the puzzle, where Cracker Barrel customers had already been, complaining about just how the portion sizes and the quality before this whole mess began. And then come to find out from employee leaks and stuff and whistleblowers, the customers were right. Now, if Cracker Barrel had focused on improving the menu and promoting better food instead of just chasing woke aesthetics, I mean, they might have just avoided this whole collapse. A restaurant chain like this one survives on its food first. Decorations matter, but they can't make up for cutting corners in the kitchen itself. Okay, so there is still an opportunity here. People want unique spaces. They also want restaurants that actually, are different and bring back the memories, and they want the CEO gone. Okay. So that's why people remember, even Pizza Hut's red cups or McDonald's play places or even the colored glass lamps that define certain chains. Now, when you walked into one of those places, you knew where you were, okay? They used to actually offer the same certainty. They traded it for generic sameness, and that's when the people left, okay? And customers are definitely responding to nostalgia in every industry. Old movies re-released in theaters are doing better numbers than the many of the new releases out there right now. McDonald's has experimented with bringing back, Ronald McDonald and other mascots, leaning into the past instead of throwing it away. Now, that kind of move has definitely generated excitement because, people are tired of minimalism and want identity again. They had that kind of brand power, if you will, but they tossed it aside for trends that nobody wanted or even asked for. Now, this collapse also ties back to entertainment as well. Audiences rejecting characters without identity or authenticity. They don't connect to plastic or even fake storytelling. And it's the same for restaurants. You see, customers don't want to go ahead and spend money in places that look and feel fake. You see, they want to walk through the door and know that they're the restaurant, not in some, generic fast casual chain. Losing that atmosphere meant losing their advantage. Okay. But the lesson here is definitely simple. Brands need identity and they need authenticity. They had both for decades, and that was why, people just planned road trips around just stopping at one, in particular Cracker Barrel. That's why people were loyal. Once that identity was erased and replaced with something hollow, the loyalty evaporated. You see, customers can spot fake a mile away, and they want the real real stuff. The broader question is whether other companies should actually start paying attention. You see, going woke is still treated like a safe bet in certain pockets of corporate America, but the market keeps just proving differently. You see, it might win applause from the elites out there, but it actually destroys mainstream appeal. Cracker Barrel's fall is just the latest example of how quickly, a trusted brand can collapse when just as soon as it forgets its audience. And Cracker Barrel also shows what happens when the leaders of the company ignore the customers who actually kept them alive for a long time. Now, Cracker Barrel didn't just, stumble. They actually undermined their entire foundation from first place to last in 1 quarter, from nostalgia to generic decor, from authentic to artificial. I mean, that right there is not bad luck. You see, that's just simply put bad leadership. Customers walked because the brand walked away from them. And until Cracker Barrel actually proves it, actually understands what made it special, well, honestly, the collapse will just continue. Okay. So identity and authenticity are not optional. You see, they're the difference between being remembered or being forgotten. Cracker Barrel just forgot that, and the punishment came fast. Other companies should definitely look at what happened and learn. If you erase the core of what made people love you, they won't come back. And Cracker Barrel is just simply living proof. So let me know your thoughts about this in the comments below. Be sure to smash the like button, share the video far wide across social media, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the bell for future uploads, notifications, and I'll see you all in the next one. Until then, peace.